Danisha Carter, she is a commentary TikToker. She has close to 2 million followers. And Khalil, this man here, he is a political commentator and a photographer. And he had a very bad experience with Denisha. So much so he felt like he should share it with the world. But first it's important to understand how Denisha gives it up in relationships. She said, "This is frying me.
Playing too cool does not work with me. I actually have boundaries and self-esteem, so I won't question myself or chase you if you get distant. I'll just go where I'm loved and adored and doted on. Your loss. What if everyone just agrees to say what they mean and mean what they say and communicate if things are off and part ways with dignity if necessary? Playing games, ghosting, all that other shit.
Okay. Khalil has a very different take on her.
Danisha Carter's been harassing me for the last month and a half. Let's talk about it. Over a month and a half ago, we matched on a dating app and I regretfully hooked up with her. Since then, I realized that she not only lied about her age, but she also lied about being pregnant in an attempt to coerce me and emotionally blackmail me into sleeping with her again. That sounds crazy, but I'll show you all the screenshots. But before I address that, I want to address all these comments that your followers are leaving me. You keep spreading claims that I cheated on my girlfriend with you. Whole time I didn't meet the woman that you're referring to until after we hooked up. So let's not get it twisted. And trust and believe, if I met her first, I would have never spoke to you. Me and Denisha hooked up on the night of January 9th. In the days following that, being a true Angelino, I was volunteering with fire relief efforts. Because I was volunteering, I was not texting back quick enough for Denisha's liking, which led to her being very rude to me through text message. Pause to read. In response to that, I just explained that I was busy, but she kept pausing.
Now he talking about some pause to read and then flashing pal by it like dumb hard. Hey, I feel like I've been bothering you or I'm more interested than you are, so I'm going to pull back, but it was nice to hang with you. Hey, my bad. This morning has been all over the place. We're out doing mutual aid, but you're not bothering me. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. Now I see why you are single at 25. Chronic fumbler. Now why are you being mean? Laugh out loud. Unnecessary. And aren't you single at 27? Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. What? Laugh out loud. I literally don't have an issue. No, the issue is mine. I know better than to give groupies a chance. Laugh out loud. And I wasn't mean to you. I just never took you the type to get weird after spending time with someone. But like I said, I should have known better. Ma'am. Based on these text messages, what? He's 25. Why wouldn't he be single? Most people are trying to figure their lives out at that age. And then on top of that, he didn't answer his phone because he was busy. He is not at your beck and call. Like, sometimes you have to wait. It'll be the same thing if she was busy and she didn't respond to him and he flipped out on her. Like, sometimes you need to check yourself. Be respectful of people's time. And he did eventually get back to her. Got me defending the man. I want to know how long they was talking.
To read. In response to that, I just explained that I was busy, but she kept berating me, so I just left her on red and stopped responding. She messaged me 2 or 3 days later apologizing for what she said, and I still didn't respond. A week.
Hey, I want to apologize for calling you a groupie. It was OD and very mean. And the comment about chronic fumbling, also OD and also very mean. I am sorry. Well, at least she apologized. Maybe she wanted some more of your D. Because, ma'am, ain't no way. Like, you flip out on somebody like that. Like, so is she a walking red flag? That's all I see.
What she said, and I still didn't respond. A week or 2 later,
hey, can we talk? It's important. What's up? Okay.
Denisha messaged me saying that we need to talk. We spent over 30 minutes on the phone in which Denisha refused to disclose what we needed to talk about. And she said that we could only talk about it in person. Remember that for later. I expressed to her since she was rude, I did not feel comfortable coming over to her house. Especially because she was saying I needed to come over at around 9, 10, 11 p.m. I told her we could meet at a cafe and talk about it. She refused, so we ended up getting off the phone. Later that day, she messages me saying that I need to send her my address so her attorney could send over paperwork.
God darn it, this girl is crazy. Please send me an address. I can send paperwork too. Dude, what? What is unclear? Ask me to meet up. I said I don't really want to come over to your place and you had an issue with that. I asked to meet halfway or somewhere neutral and you said that it freaked you out. Now you're saying you want to send paperwork like I have zero idea what your issue is and you're being difficult. Sir, you should have just blocked her. If she didn't tell you what she needed to tell you in that 30 minutes that you spoke to her, she has nothing else to say to you. And ma'am, you're doing too much. It's giving childish and controlling. Like, if you can't meet on my terms, then we can't meet. If you want to have a serious conversations, then you need to be able to meet on his terms. Like, you freaked out on him in the text messages that he showed. I wouldn't want to talk to you either, because there's no telling what you wouldn't say, unless he's not showing us a conversation that you all had prior to that in the time frame that all of this was happening. He said it was this one event, but maybe him making her wait wasn't just a one-time thing. Maybe it was something that was consistently done before that event, and she's finally snapped and went off on him. That is a possibility, but based on what he's shown, it's giving she cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
For paperwork. Remember that for later. Obviously, in response to that, I tell her that we can hop on the phone. Again, we talk for about 30 minutes in which she refuses to disclose what she wants to talk about. And at the end, she tells me that she's pregnant. At that point, I realized that maybe we do need to talk in person. But because our schedules weren't matching up, we ended up just hopping on FaceTime. On that FaceTime, we talked about a lot of things, including her father working in finance and her mother being an Egyptian national who works in counterterrorism programs in America. Mind you, I don't even know if that's true. And by the end of this, you'll realize that it's really hard to believe anything she says. We spoke about what the plan was moving forward because, frankly, I don't want to have a child with anyone right now, especially not her. Mind you, all the times that we've spoken so far, she's made an attempt to try to get me to come over to her house to talk about it in person. Conclusion of that phone call, she said that she needs more time to think about it, and honestly, that's fair. 2 or 3 days later, she messages me saying, actually, I'll have my attorney contact you. Please send me your address. At that point, I'm like, hey, have your attorney contact me because you're being very weird. Now, this is where gets juicy. I'm actually making this into a part 2, but I'm going to post it right the now.
First and foremost, if you are not ready for children, then you need to wrap it up. And I've seen this a lot from me. Like, y'all pretend like y'all don't know where babies come from. I don't understand how y'all feel like y'all could just be busting in anything and there's no consequence. For me, if you don't want kids, wrap it up. Don't trust her when she say, oh, I'm on the pill. No, don't even take that risk because you don't want kids. Or you can get clipped, or you can keep it in your pants in general, and you ain't got to worry about that until you get married. There are a multitude of options. Be proactive. And I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I don't think he just busting in women. Y'all talking about a baby, y'all better be running about these TDs that's running wild out here.
This is part 2 of how Danisha Carter has been harassing me for over a month and a half. You need to get caught up. The first video was posted right before this. Pretty much Danisha crossed her friend, leading to him outing their entire text message thread. And if you want all the receipts to read yourself, I will link them in a Google Drive in the comment. These messages
increase the fear. No, maybe he can afford an Uber. That I may tell. And needs her to think it works. No, I think it's irrelevant. Give it 18 hours to build tension. It's irrelevant that he was hooking up with me while he had a girl and got me pregnant. And then, oh boy, put confessions part 2. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to come to the front now. I hate when people be making permanent decisions in temporary situations. Marry before you carry. A child is not a toy. They're sharing your DNA and his DNA as well. Y'all don't know what these people be having going on in their family. You don't know if they got like certain health issues that you need to be aware of so you can make a conscientious decision about whether or not this is the person that you should have a child with. Y'all don't think about none of that stuff. And then he was talking to another girl. Why does that matter? Why did you feel so comfortable to be sitting up there letting somebody raw dog you that you're not in a relationship with?
Messages are in response to her telling me to come over to her house and me saying that I don't feel comfortable doing so. Her friend said maybe he can't afford an Uber, and you can read the rest. This is where gets juicy. Why would Denisha message her friend, but it's very on brand for the WAG trying to trap an athlete, quote unquote, suddenly pregnant, pissed athlete wants proof, uh-oh, I had a miscarriage. And her friend tells her to practice her pregnancy gate. Pause to read the rest.
Overthinks, in my opinion, he has nothing you can take, so the narrative isn't relevant. Do you think he knows that? Not being sarcastic, of course he does.
First few messages are a bit unimportant, but it's pretty much Denisha and her employer slash friend who outed her talking about travel accommodations. But
can you send the actual link? Oh, found. I need to see what they fly into. JetBlue is JFK. United is Reward. Nor Delta is JFK too, I think. Ah, okay. I don't know how to play this now that I'm not saying I'm pregnant. Laugh my L. Come to 466 for me. Let me do it. Okay. Are you able to do it now? Yes, just sit down. I'm craving Chinese, bro. The way I literally was to like an hour ago. Also found a great Chinese spot.
But then if you look right here, I don't know how to play this now that I'm not saying I'm pregnant. Laugh off. Or screenshots. Do I actually tell him I'm pregnant?
Personal friend, mother, learn from the best. But most importantly, learn from how she blew it. Do I actually tell him I'm pregnant, or do I make the reveal that I want to F him? Did you? I think the reveal is good. Yeah, absolutely. Don't overplay your hand. If I was him, I would be ticked off too. Because I think that that is a very evil thing to do. You shouldn't play about being pregnant. There's no reason why you need to have a man on edge just because you addict. Luckily, he did not meet up with her because the way she's talking in this, if she's not pregnant, she was going to get pregnant. You have to be very careful with these type of people. They're out there, men and women. So if you do not want children, please use protection. Protect yourself because these demons will try to enter your bloodline and make your life a living hell.
Denisha then says, so don't say I'm pregnant, and her friend says to save it. Then she says, okay, he won't hate me for lying to him, just him. And then her friend responds, he's a man, Denisha. Then says, I'm also a man who hates her and a man who has a mother. She says, laugh my I mean, if some girl is yapping about being pregnant, wouldn't he tell her? Then I'm attacked from all sides, the Compton commie. Let's just overlook the racial undertones of calling me some kind of Compton commie. The whole time I'm not even from Compton, bro. Her friend says, no one tells their mate that their side pregnant. It's like you never listened to confessions. Mind you, there was no main, and Denisha could not be a side if her name was Onion Rings. Her friend tells her that by lying to me about being pregnant, I will come over and the emotions will be high, the intimacy will be high, we'll lock eyes, and then the end. And then she says, what, do I appear worried or scared? Nervous? He says, yes. She says, then I tell him that I went to the doctor and got a blood test for my thyroid and I'm pregnant. And if he doesn't believe it, we pulled out. Sorry, this is so many details. And she's right. This is so many details. I'd rather not have to share this but you keep harassing me, so here you go. Now that we got the screenshots out of the way.
No, hold on. Let's get to the... That is a known effective method of birth control. Also, I'm sorry, my love, but I'm home now. I have to go to sleep. It's 12:18. I have Versailles 8 a.m. Man, like, you dumb trifling. You do not do this to people. It is so freaking disgusting. All because you want this man to clap your cheeks, sir. You must have been laying pipe because she really is making up this elaborate story just to be with you. You need to block her and move on. The reaction that she thought she was gonna get from him would have probably been lacking. Now, you do have some men that are out there that will step up to the plate. Some will even want to marry you so they kid can grow up in a 2-parent household. So you do have some good men out that will really step up to the plate. So shout outs to them. However, you should not take advantage of people's kindness because some people will snap and they will hurt you. And then you're going to be on the news crying about, oh, I don't know why he did that.
So, now that we got the screenshots out of the way, let's dive into the next issue. The reason she kept asking for my address to send over attorney paperwork is because she was trying to fucking dox me. Her friend exposed her for trying to dox me in the same Discord server where she's telling everyone that I'm a cheater. The same Discord server where she got another man doxed a few years ago for saying she's like catfish. Now let's really talk about it. Denisha is poor. There's nothing wrong with being poor. She puts on this facade of being some kind of rich upper class girl, and that's not true. She told me she had 2 houses in Los Angeles, but really, one of the houses belongs to the person who outed her. He pays her $2,000 a month to manage the company's social media just to keep her afloat. And the other house is just a roommate situation with a girl who she continuously talks about. And her TikTok's not even monetized. You're literally just being a capitalist shill for free. And if you need more proof, I've got roommates who could corroborate the entire story. If you're watching this, Denisha, we hooked up one time. I don't know why you're crashing out over it that bad. The fact that it went from just berating me in my DMs to straight lying about pregnancy to now harassing me on the internet, on all the dead homies, you're a weirdo. Now please, don't ever contact me again or I will just continue to spill receipts. Thank you.
Sir, I would suggest that you go over your protocol because Denisha might be lying, but you're being reckless. It was only a one-time thing. Yeah, but you still thought that you got somebody pregnant after just one time. And as you can see, everybody mental ain't where it need to be. Some people are stuck on stoop. You gonna F around and find out if you keep on going down that path. And you gonna end up with something whining and crying, calling you daddy. And you gonna be on child support, forced to deal with somebody that you don't like for at least 18 years. You got to do better. Denisha, ma'am, you need to seek help because what you was trying to do is not normal. It's desperate and it's pathetic. It's actually reprehensible. I have no respect for women that do stuff like that to men. Even if he's a jerk or a douchebag, you should not be sitting up there playing with their emotions. Just block them and move along. Friend that released these text messages to this dude, I'm kind of torn on it. For one, a part of me feels like it's great because you stop someone from being taken advantage of. But then also, if I saw this and you and I were cool, I wouldn't trust you because that's not the first time that he's done something like this. this. He also wasn't trying to correct her. He was feeding into it and giving her advice. He's not really a good person either. Because if anything, he should have forewarned her and told her not to do that.
This is the last thing I'm going to address regarding this entire situation. I never cheated on my girlfriend. I don't even have a girlfriend. I met a girl a week after me and Denisha hooked up and we started hanging out. The girl did my nails and posted them on her story. I shared it. Denisha was stalking me and saw that and then assumed that I had a girlfriend. So everyone calling me a cheater, go fuck yourself. Here's the screenshot showing our first date. The girl who I had met and hung out with, we met on January 16th for the first time in real life. These messages from the day I met Denisha.
Okay, I'm getting ready and head out soon. Hey, so I thought my phone was charging, but it wasn't even plugged in. So I'm going to take a bit more time. Sorry. Laugh a mile, take your time. I'm on my way if you're still down. OMG, let me go change them.
Real life. These messages.
Nice to meet you. Sorry didn't hang out the whole day. Likewise. My bad. I'm baking this shelf tape right now. All good. Take a nap with no one to cuddle with.
Just from the day I met Denisha are from January 10th. I was saying I would avoid this if I didn't cheat. Whole time, I never cheated.
As always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made and stay blessed.